Oh, it's gone.
Like this? Oh my god.
Oh my god. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the brand new start of a new series. We made our way to Turkey and are exploring Istanbul with you guys today. Let's do this.
We're starting the day off on the right note, exploring a side street market here in Istanbul, and this place is absolutely magnificent. Just stretches and stretches and stretches. We've been here now walking around for around 40 minutes. We haven't even seen 1% of this market yet. It's truly inspiring to see how these street sellers are hustling. They're selling lots of stuff as well. Lots of fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, everything you can imagine actually. You can get it right here. Oh yeah.
Perfect. Initially we were planning on going all the way to Istanbul Street with you guys first, but we just stumbled over this absolutely amazing market and obviously we had to acquire a melon.
Look at this. What was it, like 25 lira?
25 Turkish lira, so like €1.30 maybe, something like that.
Insanely cheap and very, very fresh. They gave us a taster of one of their melons and it was one of the best melons I've ever had, so we had to buy one.
Well, that melon goes into the fridge now and then we're going to continue exploring.
So right now we're just off of the famous Istiklal Street and we stopped off for a quick Turkish tea. The atmosphere around here in Istanbul is just beautiful. There's around 16 million people that live in this crazy bustling atmosphere and environment. This city is really just non-stop. You can hear probably behind me the street, the traffic, the people that are passing by, and it's great just to stop off and grab a nice quick amazing Turkish tea here and just people watch, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. So cheers guys. Now I'm not gonna lie, I've never been much of a tea drinker. I'm much more of a coffee person, but ever since we came to Turkey I've become a tea drinker. I just sampled some Turkish tea on the first day that we arrived, and ever since then, oh baby, I've been a tea drinker.
Now if you're getting a chai or Turkish tea in Istanbul, it should run you anywhere between 5 and 10 Turkish lira. Just to give you an example, we just got 2 chais and 2 waters and we paid 18 Turkish lira, which is a normal way, like it's a good price. But let's go and explore this beautiful city. What I find very interesting as well is that everything that you could possibly buy gets a little bit more expensive the closer you get to Istanbul Street. So just to give you an example, we were just on the local market there at the beginning of the video, and a kilogram of cherries would cost around 60 Turkish lira there, but here just directly off of Istanbul Street you are looking at 160 Turkish lira per kilogram of cherries. So it is 100 lira more expensive, and that is the case really with everything that you would want to buy here in the area. So if you want to buy anything like designer related or perfumes, bracelets, fruits, all of that, it's a lot cheaper if you go to like a more local area than when you're directly off of Istanbul Street or on Istanbul Street.
That's a very good point, very, very true, because didn't we see some Air Force Ones as well?
Yeah.
We saw Air Force Ones, like Nike Air Force Ones. Obviously they were knockoffs in the local area market, and I think they were like 100 lira, which is around like maybe between 5 and 6 euro. Yeah. But if you get those exact same pair of Air Force Ones in a fake market somewhere around Taksim Square or Istiklal area, you're going to be paying probably closer to 200, 300, 350 lira. So keep that in mind. Head away or the opposite direction of these main center areas if you are looking to shop in Istanbul.
And if you would look at both of those pairs, like in comparison, they looked like the exact same. So it's not like one is better in quality than the other one, and that therefore it's justified that it's more expensive. It's actually not. They look the exact same.
Now, on our first day that we arrived in Istanbul, we needed to grab a SIM card in order to get some internet. So we asked a local at a cafe, we sat down, we had some chai with one of the locals here, and he recommended this one right here, some Turkcell. Apparently there are multiple phone companies like Vodafone, etc. that are options for tourists, and there are different tourist packages that you can go for, but we both decided to go for Turkcell, and they have a monthly package. Now keep in mind, depending on where you get your SIM package, it will vary in cost. We decided to just basically go somewhere close by to here, and it wasn't that bad at all. We got the monthly tourist package, so Turkcell.
Now, one thing that is really remarkable for Istiklal Street, try and not step on the cat. One thing that is really remarkable for Istiklal Street is that you have loads and loads of musicians all over Istiklal Street, and then you have all of these guys and girls dancing the traditional dance, which I believe it's called Dabke. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously it's our first week here, so I'm not 100% on this, but I believe I saw it on TikTok beforehand, and they called it Dabke. So Dabke, here we go.
Bro, just eat the corn.
Nice.
Chocolate, vanilla, lemon, strawberry mix.
Oh. Oh. It's gone.
Chocolate?
Chocolate and lemon, yeah. Wow. Oh. What's going on?
Oh my god, welcome. How are you, bro? Try test? Oh my god. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
Just for jokes, we just got the ice cream and
the most touristy ice cream that you can get.
The mostest touristy ice cream that you can get. But it's very interesting. I got a lemon one, and I believe
I got like vanilla, lemon and chocolate. It's actually very tasty, very strange consistency though, but I absolutely love the show that they put on. It's so funny, I was standing there for like a minute and the guy just wouldn't give me the ice cream, but it was great.
That's what I wanted to say. It's really interesting because the texture of the ice cream is a little bit different. Like, it's not like your normal gelato that you would get, for example, in Italy, that is kind of milk-based. Very loud kid. But it is like, the texture is very amazing and it tastes very good.
One of the best things that in our opinion, we would recommend you guys to do when you come to Istanbul is just take a wander through the narrow streets. Every corner that you turn and walk down here in Istanbul, it's just incredible. You just randomly discover new places, cafes, restaurants, places that are selling things that you might look for, spices, tea, whatever it is. Right now we're feeling pretty hungry and we just stumbled across an interesting looking traditional Turkish restaurant called Sare Lokantashi or Lokantasia. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but we're gonna go in and sample some food, so let's go.
Now we're at Saray Lokantasi, and this is one of the restaurants that you can see a lot of times in Istanbul actually. It's a type of restaurant where they just have a massive counter with loads and loads of different dishes, and you basically just go in and you order a mixed plate, and then they give you whatever you order, obviously. Now in my case and in Luke's case as well, we got a similar type of dish. I have a stuffed eggplant, this is some lamb, bulgur, and the guy in the counter actually gave me something or I'm not sure what it is, but it looks very tasty. It's kind of like meat with some vegetables like mushrooms and stuff like that. And I got myself a water.
And that's something actually in Turkey that we're seeing a lot of, these types of waters. It's just like literally a carton or a box of water. When we got the bus here, we took the bus to Istanbul from Bucharest in Romania, and they gave us a whole bunch of these. I think it's really interesting.
The owner just brought out 2 different types of dips and he said we should test them. So this here looks like, I don't know what it is actually, something leafy.
Very interesting looking dips.
I'm just gonna pop it on a bread
and give it a go.
Give it a go. Oh my god.
Is it good?
It's amazing. Very refreshing type of yogurt dip. Nice. But it tastes like more refreshing than average yogurt. So maybe there's like some lemon in there or something. With these leafy greens, absolutely amazing. So tasty.
Goes well with the bread.
Goes amazing with the bread. Let's try the red looking dip.
Even better?
This one is better. They're both amazing. I have no idea what it is, but super freaking tasty. This restaurant is hands down one of the best restaurants that we tried so far, and value-wise, oh my god. So
fantastic.
Just to give you an overview, we got 2 massive plates of like mixed stuff. We got the dip, we got bread, 2 waters, 1 Sprite and 2 chais, and it came down to 166 Turkish lira, which is nothing.
That's insane.
In other restaurants that are like this, without all of the drinks, like without all of the extras, just for the mixed plates, we paid around 200 Turkish lira. So if you want to give this place a try, we're going to put the address down in the description. So definitely support the locals here and give it a try.
He also gave us 2 teas as well, and he refused to take the money for the tea, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So definitely check this restaurant out if you are visiting Istanbul. But for now, this is the end of day 1. We'll see you guys first thing in the morning. What's up guys, welcome to day 2 of exploring around Istanbul. Today we are in the Spice Bazaar, and this place is absolutely beautiful and crazy packed full of tourists. So let's go and check this place out. What do you think of the Spice Bazaar? It's pretty crazy, no?
Yeah, like generally speaking, as a Central European, it's a little bit overwhelming at the beginning because all senses are penetrated. So like you smell a lot of spices, obviously, because it's a spice bazaar. So you do kind of smell curry, pepper, curcuma, all of these types of spices. Visually, there's so much going on. It's just crazy colors, left, right, and center. And obviously, there's a lot of people as well, and everybody is shouting at each other. So for the senses, it is a lot, but it's a lot of fun as well. So if you are into kind of chaotic situations, this is definitely the place for you. What do you think so far?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's just like literally overwhelming for the senses. As Naomi said, you're getting smells, sensations. People are constantly approaching you, trying to sell you stuff, but this place is crazy. It's also really beautiful. The walls here, the artwork, the decor, you can tell that it's put here for tourists. People are so friendly as well, but you can tell that it is here for tourism, for the purpose of tourism, so keep that in mind. You will be paying quite a bit more for your produce, for your spices, etc. if you're shopping here in the Spice Bazaar.
Now, the Spice Bazaar was put here in 1664, and even back then, so it was built with the purpose of being a Spice Bazaar. I think it is referred to as well as Egyptian Bazaar. So this is what the name of it translates to. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'm 100% sure I'm going to butcher that name.
So right now we're on our way to the Grand Bazaar. That was a little bit of a look through the Spice Bazaar, and both of them are very different. We had a look in the Grand Bazaar a day or two ago, and that place is even larger. It's basically a giant maze full of people selling everything that you can imagine. So let's go and check the Grand Bazaar out.
The entire area around the Spice Bazaar and the Grand Bazaar is just a big market. Wait a second, I'm going to turn you around. So no matter what it is you're looking for, if you come to Istanbul, if it's handbags, if it's spices, if it's groceries even, or dresses, wedding dresses, I saw wedding dresses, suitcases, everything. So no matter what it is that you're looking for, you can for sure find it here. And you even have some food stands in between that give this absolutely amazing smell of food, for example from kebab, or maybe you have a lot of these people that sell nuts, so like kind of burnt nuts. So there's a lot of different smells just in the air, which makes this area very beautiful.
Now you need to be prepared for two things when you come to the area around the Grand Bazaar or the Spice Bazaar. Number one, you need to be prepared for large groups of people. I cannot truly, authentically bring across just how many people are here right now. It's truly insane. It's almost to the point where you have issues at a lot of different points with walking. You can probably see behind me, and have a look here in front of me just how crazy this is. Number two thing that you need to be prepared for when you come here is to say no. No thank you, no, I'm not interested, etc, etc. Be prepared to say no a lot, because you will be constantly approached by people that are selling this random stuff, fake designer stuff, fake whatever. As Naomi said, you can literally buy everything under the sun in these streets here in Istanbul. So be prepared to say no, unless you are genuinely coming here to spend some money and hunt for different items. But for us right now, we are just trying to soak in the atmosphere and enjoy the day, walk through and show you guys our first impression of these areas here. This is crazy. There's a store here that put up a sign that everything in the store is for 100 lira, and there's craziness inside. Have a look. It's madness in there. People are going crazy for the stuff inside. It's crazy to see that this guy just literally whacked up a sign, just 100 lira everything, and people just started flooding into the store. Crazy.
It's crazy how many, like we were walking past and I was just like, oh my god, there's so many people in this tiny store. But sneakers for 100 lira, who would say no?
Yeah, bargain town here. A lot of the sneakers that you will find along here, they're not going to be the highest quality or replicas or, you know, first matches or whatever you would call it, but you will find some pretty decent stuff. And 100 lira, that's very cheap. That's like $5 for a pair of sneakers. Right now we're at the entrance of the Grand Bazaar, so let's go inside and check it out. Let's go.
We are cleared to enter.
Cleared to enter. That's actually something you're going to see a lot of around here in Istanbul. You will see a very large amount of security everywhere that you try and enter, whether it's a shopping mall or the Grand Bazaar or the Spice Bazaar, etc. You will find security checkpoints. So it's good. It gives you a feeling of safety everywhere you go.
They look like, those security checkpoints look a little bit like the security that you would find in an airport. So for some malls, for example, you have to take your bag off and then like put it through this thing that scans it, you know, like and here you just have the thing that you walk through, but usually they don't stop you. Like so far we never had issues with that.
Well, let's go and check out the Grand Bazaar. We're inside the walls of the Grand Bazaar right now, and this place is simply crazy. It's a lot larger actually than the Spice Bazaar is, and this is where you will find like fake designer bags, fake designer shoes, gold, silver, etc, etc. This is the place to come if you do want to spend a little bit of money in Istanbul. But you do have to be able to barter down the prices. You have to be able to haggle with people if you want to get the best cost or the best value for your money.
Like two things I'm interested in are combined into this store. Sorry, I'm a little bit red, it's really hot. So like Fjallraven that you can see up there, I personally would probably go for the olive color one, and belts. I would love to get a new belt. I think Luke and I probably haven't had a belt in 2 years or so. Before that we were wearing belts like normal people on a regular basis, but since we started traveling we don't have any belts, so every now and then I'm just using shoelace when my pants get too large, and then I gain weight again, so there you go, you don't really need a belt. What I keep wondering about here in the Grand Bazaar is where do all of the people have the tea from? Because you see usually men walking around with a tray of tea, and they just kind of walk casually into the stores and give it to the people there. But I want to know where the chai source is, so just so we can kind of sit down, drink a chai and do some people watching, because it is quite overwhelming here. Obviously you can see that the light is flickering as well, so it is a little bit overwhelming, but I genuinely love it.
All right, that is enough of the madness of the bazaars for now. We're gonna head now into the winding narrow streets of Istanbul, bring you guys with us on a little bit of a walk around, and we're definitely gonna be grabbing some food sometime soon, because it's past midday now and we have not had any food. Oh, thank you. A lot of guys will approach you with perfume, and you can be 100% assured that you're getting some very fake perfume, but they will have no problem trying to charge you a decent amount of money for that perfume. But nonetheless, guys, we're outside the Grand Bazaar area. We're back into the craziness of these winding side streets now. There is still obviously plenty of markets surrounding us, so there's no shortage of things to check out, but we do need to go grab a bite to eat soon. But let's go and walk through these streets first.
So we just sat down in one of the local restaurants here, and as always I'm just going to try everything. So here we have some pickled something, looks spicy, like a spicy pepper. Oh!
Is it spicy?
It's very spicy. Wait, you need to try the rest.
Oh my god. Oh! It's very spicy. It's nice though, has a nice flavor to it as well. I got a Durham, chicken Durham, which it was just 30 lira. We're currently sitting in a cafe that is facing over the Bosphorus, which is the river that kind of cuts through and divides Istanbul. Naomi went for, what did you get?
Sorry, I'm chewing bread to get over the spicy pepper. I just got some doner meat and rice. They always give you a few fries as well. I don't know, kind of the last few days I always went for just meat and rice. I don't know why, it's a new habit that I developed since we are in Istanbul.
Alright guys, so our bellies are a little bit fuller. We are ready now to go and continue our exploration of Istanbul. I went with a Durham. Now the Durham that I got at this particular location was pretty sad. It was mostly bread, but what do I expect? I paid 30 Turkish lira, which it comes out to roughly around €1.60, which is absolutely ridiculous how cheap and affordable that is. And it did genuinely fill me up. It didn't have much chicken or meat or anything like that inside, but nonetheless incredibly affordable food, and Naomi certainly enjoyed her plate of doner and rice as well. So let's go and continue to explore Istanbul. Okay, so right now we're headed to the Galata Bridge area, which connects two different parts of Istanbul, and in order to get to that area you do have to come down here underground, and there's actually a market area that is set up that brings you towards Galata Bridge. Check this out. Okay, so after a quick walk through that underground market, it brings you out here to the Bosphorus River. And right here now, directly in front of us, is the Galata Bridge. Check this out. This is really beautiful, no?
Yeah. What I find very interesting as well is that...
Oh my God.
No, thank you.
Oh my God, you're from China?
Yes, from China.
Ni hao, thank you.
Ni hao. What I find very interesting here, as you can see in the back, you have all of these little restaurants here. And on our way in, we actually saw that the kitchen for these types of restaurants are all on boats. So one second, you can see there the little golden type of ball shape. That's basically the roof of the boat, and the kitchen is on that boat, so it's kind of served like that. Do you want to go on the upper half or the lower half?
No, I was gonna say all along underneath the Galata Bridge you have like random restaurants, and people are just sitting under the bridge enjoying some food. It's crazy to see.
See that? You have all of the restaurants there. But I think you can walk on the top, all of there, but you could also walk at the bottom and then kind of over here in the distance take a staircase up. I don't know if you could see that properly on the camera, because obviously we have a wide angle on this camera, but I'm sure we can show you. Okay, so we decided this time to take the way under the bridge and not over the bridge. As you can see, up there you can walk, and down here you can walk. And you can even see from here all of the people who are fishing on the bridge. We saw them pull out some like smaller fish. I didn't really see like massive large fish so far, but I'm sure that you would find larger fish here as well. It's really fun to see, because directly in front of us here you have all of the fishing rods coming down from the bridge. It's really nice to see. One other thing that is really cool to see here is that you don't actually have to walk over the bridge. Now obviously you can take public transport, but there are also these like smaller ferries that you can see here everywhere, and you can take them just to kind of cross the river if you don't want to walk over the bridge. But this experience down here is really cool, because you can see that all of the Turkish people here, or even the tourists, they really know how to enjoy themselves and kind of slow down a little bit.
Shisha bar as well here, check this out. People just chilling, enjoying the view of the boats, and they're just having a shisha pipe. It's so nice.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a place to slow down a little bit, maybe away from the madness on traffic of the city and all of the hustle and bustle of the markets, you can definitely come down here, enjoy a glass of chai, or maybe get a shisha, or even some fish sandwiches or something like that. Ekmek, I think is called the bread. Definitely come down here and experience this part of Istanbul as well. Oh yeah, Luke just said there in the distance that you can actually see Galata Tower. I didn't realize that, because I kind of thought we were down under the bridge, so you wouldn't be able to see it. But you can see it from here, and you can see how many people are on Galata Tower right now. Looks like there's about 300 people up there. I'm joking, but probably around 50 or something like that. The Galata Tower is something that is definitely on our list as well. We haven't done that yet.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Now, a lot of people know full well that Turkey is divided between Asia and Europe, but not a lot of people talk about is Istanbul itself is actually divided between the two continents, and locals of Istanbul on a daily basis travel between Europe and Asia. And off here to the right of where I'm speaking right now on Galata Bridge, you can actually see Asia. How crazy is this? I'm gonna try and show you guys, but this camera is pretty wide angle, but check this out. There's a van.
Take the van out.
Off here in the distance is Asia. And believe it or not, we actually haven't been over to the Asian side yet because there's a really huge bridge that brings you over there. So we are contemplating in between walking that massive bridge over there, which is way too hot for, or you can also take a boat over. So I'm sure we're going to do one of those two very soon.
I'm actually not too sure if you can walk on that bridge because I believe it's just kind of a public transport and car type of bridge. I put the Asian side into Google Maps and clicked the walking thing, and then it automatically showed a ferry. So yeah. I'm not 100% if you can actually walk over that bridge.
Nonetheless, very interesting. It's crazy to think that you literally are within walking distance of changing continents at any stage while you're here in Istanbul. Now let's go and continue to explore around this beautiful city. So after plenty of wandering around in the streets and a couple of stops for some chai, we came to the amazing Galata Tower. Now, we really want to go up and check out those views, but there's literally hundreds of people queuing around the tower to go up to the top and check out the view up there, and we don't really feel like standing in this blasting heat and doing that. So let's go for now and continue to explore Istanbul.
So after visiting the Galata Tower, at least from the outside, we now entered the Karaköy area here, and we found one of the streets that seems to be kind of pedestrianized. So you have like sometimes a scooter going by, but overall it is pedestrianized, and there's lots and lots of cafes and restaurants, and a lot of them seem to be serving fish here in the area because obviously it's directly beside the river. And this restaurant here seems to be serving predominantly soup. That's my kind of a restaurant. I love soup. Maybe we should try that restaurant out in a different video. Go for a nice soup, or maybe fish ekmek. I don't know how to say fish in Turkish. Do you know? Okay.
I know all about ekmek though.
Ekmek, the nice bread, but unfortunately I don't know how to say fish. We have to find out.
It's really interesting to see as you walk around the streets of Istanbul the sort of contrast and the difference between all of the multiple different types of neighborhoods that you walk through. Right now, as Naomi said, we're walking through Karaköy, and this neighborhood here appears to be more on the upper scale. A lot of people are sitting in beautiful hipster style cafes, enjoying their chai or enjoying a nice Turkish coffee, and there's plenty of sort of well expensive restaurants that you can go and enjoy many different types of cuisines. We saw a few Lebanese restaurants, Iranian restaurants, etc., etc. And the whole neighborhood of Karaköy is incredibly beautiful, very interesting as well, just to take a walk through, and you see the difference between somewhere like that and somewhere like the Galata Tower area, and also the area where we're staying, which is called Beyoğlu. All three of those areas are very, very different, but they're very close in proximity. So yeah, Istanbul is an incredibly interesting city.
What I absolutely love about this area as well is that you have Galata Port here, and a lot of times, as you can maybe see in the back, you will have those massive kind of cruise ships. Like right now it's the Costa Venezia that is parked here. So a lot of times you just have these massive cruise ships parked in the port, and you just kind of walk along, and then all of a sudden you see this massive boat that is bigger than any houses in the area. So I think that's really cool, and I just love seeing that, because you wouldn't expect it. Like, you're just casually walking and it's like, bam, ship. Now if you're walking around Istanbul and you're using Google Maps as we are, be prepared to add around 10 to 20 minutes to every single journey, because my god, either it's very steep or you have loads and loads of stairs. So no matter where you go, usually when you are in the river area, you have to go a very steep way back up, which is what we're doing right now, and which is why you can probably hear that I'm totally out of breath, because it is very, very hot and we're trying to climb mountains basically.
Feels like we're just hiking through the city. It's crazy. Come prepared with your cardio on point if you're visiting Istanbul.
Cardio on point and your most comfortable runners, because I walked a blister onto my heel today. Be prepared.
Now, as we said earlier in this video, Istanbul is a simply massive city with roughly around 16 million people living in the metropolitan area all around this city. And there's estimated to be roughly around 1 million cats living around Istanbul as well. And it's no surprise, because the people of Istanbul, or the Istanbulites if you want to call them that, they treat the cats with so much respect. You see people out feeding cats, giving them water on a daily basis as you walk around and see the cats out on the street.
We actually saw a lot of really overweight cats as well, so it really speaks about how the cats are treated here, because everywhere where you go, on every single staircase, on the shop fronts of places, for example, you see these kind of bowls with water, and usually with some kibbles as well. We have been going around feeding the cats here and there, especially the smaller ones, because they are usually the ones that look a little bit more on the skinny side. So yeah, you do see lots and lots of cats, and the majority of them are actually very friendly, and if you call them, they walk up to you and they want to be petted as well. So don't be shy, go and pet the cats.
So guys, if you are new around here, my name is Luke.
My name is Naomi.
We are the Two Mad Explorers, and make sure to hit that red juicy subscribe button, because we have 3 months ahead of us of Turkish content coming your way.
This is also your reminder to keep exploring.
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao from Istanbul. Bye bye.